Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me, as always, is Willpower falling asleep over there. It's a
All right,
later
man.
time in the East Coast, but it's cool, man. We have Tony Snap joining us in a little bit. Just a lot of things going on in baseball, dude. Like, I know, did you hear about Josh Donaldson trying to get a catalog out of pitchers that sorry. The show was going on the other side. I couldn't hear. So then, yeah, he's gonna have a catalog out with all the pitchers that have been cheating. So that catalog is gonna have the names of every pitcher that he said catalog. So I'm guessing if you want to get the sticky icky from certain people, you can order it. I guess. So I don't know, man. It just came out not too long ago. I think it came out yesterday. So yeah, dude, Josh Donaldson is it's gonna, I guess, spill the beans on a lot of these pitchers. I know there's a few pitchers that have been saying that they have their sticky substance on their gloves and stuff like that. They don't have it on the hat like they usually do. So yeah, we're waiting for that. And the guy from the Cardinals, you posted a video on Instagram on it. They kicked out, I forgot his the coach's name, Smith,
Mike Shelp.
Schelt. They kicked him out of the game because he felt like they were picking on his pitcher. But that's funny because he had like a little mark on his front cap, right? And they were checking the cap, but then after that, there's a clip that he goes to the glove, and the glove kind of feels like his thumb kind of like gets stuck a little, like there's a little substance there. So they didn't even check his glove, they just checked his hat. So yeah, he felt like he was getting picked on, I guess, and they tossed him out. So you think it's getting out of hand, or do you think it's just, I mean, I don't know. It's like, are they getting exposed, or you feel like it is going to be a big deal?
I think that pitchers have been using something for decades.
Yeah, yeah,
It's always kind of been something, and I mean, even in Major League, they kind of made fun of it a little bit,
yeah.
and the pitcher in Major League was like, sometimes if the umps are watching me a little close, I just rub a little jalapeno in my nose and wipe my nose. Then you see Charlie Sheen, Wild Things character.
Yeah.
You put snot on the ball, and I mean, I'm sure pitchers actually do that. If it's gonna
Help.
increase your RPMs on your pitches, make them have more break, make the velocity a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So I'm sure pitchers are trying to get any advantage that they can. So I wouldn't doubt it if they actually do go to extremes like that.
That's true. But some of them, I don't know. When I was growing up, they used to have like the Vaseline, and I'm like, Vaseline, what's the Vaseline for? And I tried it once, and the ball's just really slippery. So I didn't understand that. But now that, I mean, I'm a lot older now, and you start thinking about sticky substance and putting that on the ball and stuff like that, you start thinking like, oh man, you get a better grip at the ball. So when you have a better grip, you feel like you can throw a lot faster, or you have more control of the ball. So here's my thing with that happening now. Remember that play with Yadier Molina where the ball got stuck in his chest protector?
Yeah,
Um, it's
that
been
didn't.
happening. It's been happening for that since that time. That point in time, like they didn't do nothing to Yadier Molina. Like I wonder if the catchers have some substance on them, and then when they throw the ball back, that's when they has it on the ball. So then they put it on the glove. There's so many ways you can do that. There's so many ways of actually getting away with it. And if they're getting away with it and haven't got caught, I mean, why not, right? I know the game needs to, you don't want people to be cheating in the game, but those are tricks. Those are little things that you're doing to like better yourself, I guess. And, like I said, Josh Donaldson will have that catalog coming out. I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where pitchers are going to be mentioned and pitchers are going to get mad, and they're going to go after this guy if he names players that are still pitching in this age. So yeah, dude, it sucks. It will suck for whoever's on that list, and we just have to wait and see. Another news: the Dodgers and the Astros just finished their series. It was a 2-game series, which is kind of like yeah, if you win one and you lose one, it's pointless. You really didn't get nothing out of that series. But the first game, I feel like the Dodgers took over the whole
Dominated.
stadium, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they went in there.
Every time that they would show an angle of anywhere in the stadium, you would see blue.
Yeah, it
There's a
was crazy.
lot of Dodger fans in Texas, man.
It was crazy, man.
And they actually so the Minute Maid Park, is it Minute Maid Park?
Yeah, Minute Maid.
So at Minute Maid Park, they actually just opened up to 100% capacity right before the Dodgers series.
Really? I thought Texas had already opened 100%. Or was it before the
so
series?
Texas Rangers have been 100%, but not
Arlington.
Houston. So Houston, when the Dodgers came, that's when they actually opened up to 100% capacity.
So they had a little sneaky plan. I see that. All right. They're like, all right, we're gonna allow all these Dodger fans in here, make that bread, and you know, Dodger fans travel everywhere. So there was a couple of fights.
Pantone 294, man. Pantone 294. They go everywhere, dog.
Yeah, it's I guess it's the Dodger fan base. What do you call it? Club, or I forget what you call them. It's kind of like the ones in soccer, right? They have the guys in soccer where they have different people on a bunch of people like fanatics just rooting for your team. So I guess Pantone, what is it, 294?
Yeah, Pantone 294. So my friend that lives in California, you can actually join the group, Facebook or Instagram, Pantone 294.
Yeah.
And the owner of the group, or like the coordinator of it, if you send him the cash and let him know which game you want to go to, he'll actually get the ticket for you, so that way you can sit with them. So my friend Amy actually went and sat with them. I want to say it was in New York.
New York?
Yeah, it was either, I don't remember if it was Yankees or Mets. But I remember she was telling me about it. She posted pictures on Instagram and everything. So that was kind of cool.
Sweet. What's up, Tony? You hear us?
Guys?
Everything good?
Am I okay coming in through?
Yeah, you're coming through. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking about the Dodgers Astros series, how there were the Dodger fans took over Minute Maid.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on social media from Houston saying that Dodger fans are overreacting. This happened 4 years ago. This is and that, yada yada yada. Yeah, man, it's just gonna continue. They haven't come to LA. Yeah, get used to it, dude. Like, I don't know, whatever happens.
A lot of teams are gonna be that way.
Yeah, the Yankees were like that, and the Yankees had them in New York. So now they need to go to Houston. I think they haven't gone to Houston, so you're gonna hear some boos from the Astro fans on the Yankee fans. But there's a lot of Yankee fans everywhere too. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun for them. Dude, anything interesting happening in fantasy baseball right now? Something that you guys, I know you posted something on a picture. Will, you want to talk about them?
On a picture? Which one?
Yeah, the picture that you just posted on. You got you what, 36 or 36?
Oh yeah, Alek Manoah from Tony's team that he's wearing today. The
I
Blue
see
Jays.
that.
Made his major league debut, man. And I looked at his little repertoire, the pitches he throws, and I was kind of just hoping for the best from him, and he actually got me 26 points today. So yesterday. So
Yesterday.
was it today? No, it was today because
was it today?
he was supposed to start yesterday, but it got rained out. So then he threw the first game of the doubleheader today.
Okay, so he pitched 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, allowed 2 walks, and got 7 Ks. So that's not a bad pickup. Man. Yeah, it was pretty good. You did your homework on that one, and I guess 26 points for today if it's a points league. I mean, are you going to keep this guy or what? Are you going to
I didn't look into his next start, if he's going to make a next start. So I think it really depends on the matchup.
I got you.
So
Tony,
actually, I should look that up right now, so that way I can tell anyone that's watching.
Of course, man. Yeah, of course. That way we can give some good info. Tony, you have one? You have a guy that's out there that you picked up that you're like, man, this guy just beasted.
No.
Yeah.
I haven't picked up anybody that's been beasting. Not lately. I mean, the ones were from like early on in the season, like Winker, Haniger.
Uh-huh.
Those are the guys I picked up. Maybe like Joey Wendell right now. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been dropping him and adding him throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
He had a pretty, I guess, like decent week last week.
Mm-hmm.
Not doing so good right now, but I don't know. The only thing I like my team got riddled with injuries.
Yeah, that usually happens, and
Yeah,
it's oh my god, it's
yeah.
just.
Kluber went down for a lot of people. He was already like at 90 percentile,
And since you're
and
talking about injuries,
he'll be out 2 months.
Syndergaard it came out that he's going to be out with no baseball activity for 6 weeks, dude.
Yeah, so
So that's just going to be a setback. If you have him on the IL, you got to think about it. You got to be really thinking about, are you going to keep him, drop him? Because think about it, 6 weeks with no baseball activity, then he's going to go to the minor leagues, not even freaking throw in a game. He's just going to start throwing again and see how his elbow goes, if it's going to be good or not. And then by the time that he comes to the bigs, it'll be too late. And Will, you said in the text that we're all concluded in, you said that he might even just go into the bullpen. Are you really gonna waste that IL spot on Syndergaard? So, I mean, I still have him there. I'm still debating on what I'm gonna do. Um,
I
yeah,
personally think it's time to drop him.
yeah,
6
Yeah.
weeks.
especially
That 6 weeks
I mean,
to even just pick up a baseball. And
yeah.
then by that
That's-
time, you still have about a month of rehab. He has to get stretched out. He has to make sure like everything doesn't hurt. And then you never know. What if he even has another setback? They say that he doesn't need Tommy John right now, but when they reassess in 6 weeks, when he actually does pick up the ball, all of a sudden he needs Tommy John surgery, and then you're screwed out of that IL slot that you've been holding on to. So
Yeah.
I think if you have enough IL slots where you don't need to drop them, go ahead and hang on to them, because you never know what could happen. But if you're holding on to someone else that is on the IL, that you would rather have that spot, taken by them instead of Syndergaard, I think
Uh-huh.
Syndergaard is totally droppable.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm gonna take that advice and I just go ahead and do it now. I'm not gonna hold
I'm
on to him.
talking about the IL, Framber Valdez. He's supposed to make his big league debut this weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah, I think they said Friday, so tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Dang, that's fast. Well, I mean, who are the Astros playing? He's
Mm.
I don't think. Hold on, let me check the schedule right quick. See who they're playing. But
San
yeah, dude, I
Diego.
don't think that one was San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego. He's gonna make his debut. Their first game of the series against San Diego tomorrow night
In San Diego or in Houston?
in Houston.
Because yeah, dude, because I did see a little bit of kind of like, I guess the Astros got a little, I don't know, they got hyped from yesterday's win because they were on the 4-game losing streak. So they won yesterday. They kind of got hyped a little. So San Diego's coming into town, so they might start playing that playoff baseball, because those 2 games with the Dodgers felt like a little 2-game playoff type thing, man.
Riled him up.
So yeah, so sometimes
Hey, Greinke
players
wasn't
need
really
that.
pitching well, huh?
He pitched all right until till the fourth inning. That's when he hit the home run, or 5th inning. He only allowed those 2 runs.
Was it 2? I thought it
Yeah.
was 4.
I think it was just those 2. He allowed that home run on Turner, so it wasn't that bad. It didn't get a lot of hand. At the end is when they got all those runs against the bullpen. The Astros bullpen is not all that great. So yeah.
Yeah, well, the problem with that is a lot of the Astros starting pitching, because they've been on the shelf. You got a lot of the bullpen arms that have been stepping up and taking either a starter role or an opener role and end up going, 3 innings or a little bit more. They call it the bullpen game, and they kind of waste them as their opener because Verlander's gone, because Valdez has been out.
Yep.
They lost a couple pitchers to injury, and then they lost a couple to free agency. So it's been hurting them. But McCullers still looks good.
McCullers is in
Greinke-
the IL, man.
Is he again?
Yeah, 10 game IL.
That
So-
guy stays on the IL, man.
Yeah. So it just happened on, I believe, on Monday. No, Tuesday. He went on the IL. So it's like, man. Are
Oh, you have
kidding
him,
me?
huh? In one of the leagues.
Yeah, I got him on one of my in the league, so that's why I'm like, what do I do? Well, I have too many pitchers that are in my IL, so that's why I'm kind of losing on that. But it is
Yeah.
what it is.
So Greinke allowed 4 runs
Oh,
in
4
6
runs?
innings. Yeah,
Okay.
with 3 walks. So usually, like Greinke doesn't really give up a lot of walks, man. He's very he has that pinpoint accuracy, and a lot of times he'll throw outside the zone and try to get that swing and miss. But when it comes to a 3-0 or a 3-2 pitch, usually he's on point. But 3 walks against a Dodgers hitting
You
staff,
got to think
that
about it. The Dodgers
walk a
walk a
lot.
lot. The Dodgers walk
Exactly.
a lot. Yeah, they're one of the highest rate teams to take
very
a lot of
patient
pitchers.
team.
Yeah, yeah. I know Vladimir's over there hitting the bombs. You're over there wearing that hat, Tony. What do you think of Vladimir?
Dude, he's going off. I'm playing against some guy that has Vladimir.
And
It
what
sucks.
he's teeing off, he's teeing off on you with Vladimir. What?
Yeah, he's got a solid team.
Wow.
But yeah, he's doing great, man. Oh man.
You wouldn't want to trade for him or?
Yeah, I think so, but I think the asking price would be like pretty high.
Yeah,
much.
you
Especially
would
right
need to
now.
give up an ace.
They probably won't even want to give him up, because you haven't really seen any type of regression or like injury scare. He's just been going off since day one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good, man. I think he was like my sleeper or like something.
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah, he
or
was.
breakout something. Because I was really high on him. I didn't get an opportunity to get him in either one of my leagues, so kind of bummed out. But
so Vladimir
Yeah.
Guerrero, I don't know if you guys saw. I made a post that he's leading the league in home runs now. He
Mhm.
ended up beating out Shohei Ohtani because I think it was Ohtani and Acuna were on the top, and then all of a sudden Vlad surpassed them. He's at 16 now, but then you got the newcomer Adolis Garcia from the Rangers. He matched him. He's tied for first with 16 home runs. They both have the same amount of RBIs. Vlad has a lot more runs though. Texas doesn't really have the best lineup, so
yeah.
Nah, they
even
don't.
though Garcia is hitting really well, he just doesn't have a lot of the rest of his team bringing him
The other
in after
pieces
he gets on
behind him.
base. So that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
But,
but don't we have him on the fantasy
On the
On our
podcast league.
podcast,
Yeah.
not our podcast, but
the World Podcast?
Yeah.
World, I can't even say it, man. I'm starting. Well, remember when we said on the earlier shows, we've been saying that he was like 40%, 50%, and then they went up to 70%. Now he's at 89% on Yahoo, 96% on ESPN, dude. Which is
People waited too long to pick this guy up. man.
yeah. So you think he's just a fluke or what? He's not gonna keep producing?
Well, we'll see next year. But I mean,
For right now, he looks like a beast.
yeah, this
Yeah.
could be like 2 years ago, Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
When he led the league in home runs for the National League rookie. So
He could be a good candidate for that right
Yeah,
now. I mean,
man.
it's still early. What is it? The second month of baseball. We're going into the third month in June.
he is a
So-
rookie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played a
Definitely.
few games with
they
San
don't
Diego.
want the rookie of the year. He's trying to go for the MVP.
For real, man.
MVP.
Yeah.
MVP. Yeah, dude.
All right. So what do you guys think? Vlad or Shohei Ohtani for for MVP this season?
Or like rest of the season.
For
Yeah.
the rest, oof.
Rest of
It's
the
hard, man, because you got Shohei that's pitching and hitting, and he's doing both really well. But then you have Vlad that's just the best hitter in baseball right now. So
Who
which
would
one
I
do you
go
really
after?
go for? Like, which one would you vote for? Because they're both American League.
All right, so I'll go first. I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna give. I'm gonna give you my name at the end, but you got Vladimir that's playing for the Blue Jays, of course, and he's playing in the East Coast, and he's playing with tougher teams than anybody else. He gets to see these teams 19 times, and the pitching's really, really good, and he's actually handling them really good, and he's leading in home runs. you have Otani, he's pitching in the West where anywhere he pitches, he's good. And then he's hitting. His hitting is, oh my God. It kind of looks weird when he swings. I feel like he's turning his head a lot more, but he's making contact. So that's all that matters. If you get on base and you're doing what you need to do, then, you can be MVP. I honestly feel that the team that gets more help is from Otani. And that, to me, will be the MVP because he's pitching and hitting, and you're helping out the team. Even though your team is not doing so good, it's not his fault, but he's helping get those W's when he's hitting and when he's pitching. So, I mean, nothing against Vladimir. Like I said, it's just Otani to me right now, the way he's pitching and the way he's hitting. Yeah, I got to give it to Otani, man. And I don't know if you guys agree, Tony.
Yeah, I do. He's just good, man. And so is Vlad. That they're both like neck and neck,
Yeah.
Because the type of season that Vladimir is putting up is just ridiculous. I don't know. I would agree that just basically Otani is helping out more for the team just because they're not as good, especially now that Trout's not there and not expected to be there for like 2 months. I agree. I would say if Otani can stay healthy, that's the only thing, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
But
If he can stay healthy the rest of the season.
This dude he's hitting home runs like at least like once a week, sometimes twice a week. And his ERA is down to 2.37. He's pitching like an ace, man. Strikeouts are up. His whip is down. His whip's 1.25, which you want it to be closer to 1, but that's still not bad at all, man. You got other pitchers in the league, up to like 1.7, 1.8. So I agree with you guys. I think Shohei Otani, I think currently he's the leader for MVP votes in American League. Like, I don't think anyone could really even have an argument for against Otani, just because he's being able to hit the ball really well and pitch really well. Like, no one has ever done that in the past 100 years
since Babe Ruth, right?
Yeah, exactly. He was the like the only one, the only real one that actually hit really well and pitched really well.
Yeah, and he did both of them well. Like it's, I mean, look, if Otani stops hitting and his pitching still is up there, I still feel Otani will get it over Vladimir Guerrero, because either way, if he's hitting a lot more, he's around the same numbers as Vladimir, and his pitching's not there, he's still going to get it. So he has an advantage because he's a pitcher. So yeah, I and the numbers that he has right now, if he keeps them around that area, because it's still a long season, it's going to be kind of hard for him to keep the same numbers, right? But if he keeps those same numbers and he goes all the way, yeah, he's going to be MVP. Like in National League, who's up there? Like, who would you? If I know there's still a lot of players that are still struggling, and they were on the talks at the beginning of the season to be like the MVP. But do you think Tatis is going to be that MVP player for the Padres this year? Is he going to be the MVP for the league, the National League?
I think that even though he was gone for a little while on the IL with the COVID thing, he still has a really good chance of winning MVP this season. Like right when he got back, he made up for lost time. He was just hitting home runs left and right. He scored the second most fantasy points in the whole league within 4 days, versus everyone else that had 7 days. So I think that Otani is really kind of running away with it, and Tatis is really running away with it.
Yeah. Well, Tatis is the only one because Soto's not batting all that great.
Yeah,
Acuna.
exactly. Soto started off hot.
Yeah.
And Acuna has the home runs, but Acuna's batting average is a little bit lower than everyone expected this season. I think he's down in the 270s.
Is he in the 270s?
I think he's in the 270s.
Dang. We got Sam on here, man. He's asking, he made some trades. So Adolis Chapman for Whit Merrifield. I feel as though I can get saves.
Oh yeah.
Are closers on my wire. So that's why he did it. So you guys think it's a good trade?
I like it just because I feel like sometimes you just need an elite an elite reliever, like especially just so you can cover that spot, man. Um, I think it's a really good trade. I feel like Merrifield has been slowing down a lot. Um, I like it. I like it. I don't know what kind of league he's in, Roto or whatever, but I think it's a fair trade.
I thought you were saying that he got Merrifield. So did he get Merrifield or did he get Chapman?
He said, "Don't distract me for Whit Merrifield. I feel as though I can get saves because there are."
Yeah, so
Yeah,
he
so he
got
got Whit.
Merrifield.
Yeah, he got Whit
Oh,
Merrifield.
you got with Merrifield?
Hmm.
Okay. I mean, I like it either way.
Yeah, either way is good. Like I
Yeah,
agree.
he's leading the league in stolen bases. So you're giving up your saves for stolen bases. And we've all seen Chapman in the past just kind of fall apart midway through the season. And I know Whit Merrifield is a little bit older, but he's running a lot more this year than he was in the past couple of years. So, um, in a categories league, I like Whit Merrifield a lot.
Mhm.
In a points league, like Tony said, he's been slowing down a little bit. So, lately he's been okay. He's been decent, but you know it doesn't matter how well your bat is or how bad your bat is. If you're running, you're still going to be producing for your team fantasy wise. Look at Billy Hamilton a few years ago. He never had the best bat, but he would get on base and then steal you 60 bags in a season.
Yeah, he was. He still. He was fast as hell, man. The Reds. He was with the Reds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they didn't see the thing with him is just he struck out a lot, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why the Reds couldn't have him out in the field. You know, they were kind of playing the guessing game with him. Like, do we put him? Like, but he didn't take enough pitches, and that's where they wanted to develop him, and they just couldn't. And didn't he go to? He went to I forget what other team he went to. But yeah, dude, they couldn't develop him on taking pitches and getting him on base, which kind of sucked for him, dude, because he was really fast. You have all these fast players out there, and you don't really hear about him. What is his name? The guy from the Kansas City Royals, when Dyson, I think it was.
Gerard Dyson.
Yeah, like he batted like one something or two something. He wouldn't get on base either. But when he got on base, man, this dude was fast as hell.
Yeah. Byron
Really
Buxton
fast.
too.
Buxton, but he hits.
Yeah.
He has power. So when you have a guy that runs fast and he has power, man, that's dope. Is he dying out right now? Or he's still playing. He's still up there.
Buxton.
Buxton, he's injured, right?
Yeah, I believe he's still injured. He's been out for a while, man.
Yeah,
I haven't really. I don't have him on any of my leagues, so I haven't really checked up on him too much.
Yeah. So Buxton, he's in the IL. He was batting 370. He's stolen bases. He had 5 stolen bases. Unless he came back already, and we don't know about it. So
No,
you don't have him on your league, Tony?
Huh?
You don't have him on your league, Buxton? Yeah.
I don't know how long he's gonna be out, but last I checked, it wasn't looking too good.
Yeah.
So it's a hip, and they updated his status on May 26th. They said that he's still having trouble decelerating.
Decelerating.
So I guess once he gets his speed up, he's having trouble slowing down. It's hurting his hip when he's starting to slow down. So
Right.
he hasn't been shut down. It looks like it looks like he was getting ready to start a rehab assignment recently, but then now they kind of like pushed that back a little bit. So yeah, it's gonna be a little while before we see him back in the bigs again.
Well, we have Lindsay Light saying hi to everybody. So what's up, Lindsay Light? How's it
Hey.
going? You guys can ask any question you guys want. You can ask Tony what a good trade. You can ask Will who's a good pickup. You can ask me what kind of hats I have. I mean, whatever, whatever you want to ask, man. We just want to go ahead and go on the show and just answer all your questions. I know we've had some questions on Instagram lately, and Will's has been taking care of them. We've been posting videos too on TikTok and Instagram. I think when we post on Instagram, they go automatically to Twitter, I believe, right? Will, or I don't think it's doing that, or is it?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I stopped doing that because every time that I would do that, it wouldn't actually be like a Twitter post. It would
It would be
post
like a
it would
weird thing, huh?
yeah, it would post it on Twitter, but then it would have a link that goes just to Instagram instead of actually being like a legit post.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Hey, so another big news that kind of hit Luke Voigt back on the IL, man.
Oh,
Luke Voigt and I forget the pitcher that just threw a no hitter, Kluber. He's
Kluber.
in the IL as well.
yeah.
So those are two big injuries for the Yankees. And if you have them on your fantasy team, like it's a big hit. I know you just have picked them up, Will.
Yeah, I traded for him. I traded Michael Conforto for Luke Voigt.
Since
So
before either one of them was hurt.
Yeah, but
Conforto's
it
hurt
was-
too, right?
Conforto's out right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's in IL.
So I actually traded Conforto when he was healthy for Luke Voigt about a little less than a month before he came back from the IL.
Yeah.
And honestly, man, I don't know if the Yankees, if he's actually hurt or not, or if the Yankees just decided to put him back on the IL just to kind of like get his head straight because he hasn't really been producing. So it could be one of those things like the Dodgers do where they just put him on the 10-day IL just to kind of like give him a little break without sending him back to the minor leagues. Obviously, they're not going to send Luke Voigt back to the minor leagues, you know.
Yeah.
So 10 days, get your head straight.
Come back.
Talk to some coaches, and hopefully you come back with a hot streak.
Yeah. And speaking of players that are in IL, someone's coming out of the IL. It's Cody Bellinger on Saturday. So that's what it looks like for him. So he'll be back with the Dodgers. If you have him on your fantasy team, you know, expect him to be on the lineup that day. So, yeah, Tony, you have him on there, man. Are you excited for this guy or what?
Oh man, I need hitting so bad.
Do you think he's going to come back though, like healthy and ready to go?
That's
That's
my boy.
That's your boy after the 7th inning.
Hey, as long as he fucking cracks a home run,
Yeah,
I don't care. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it as a Dodger fan, as a fantasy owner. He looks like he's on track. I think he played like 3 or 4 games. I think he only went like 3 for 16, but he got 3 of those hits 2 of those 3 were home runs. So
his power stroke is still there even after the surgery.
So it looks good. Looks good. I'm excited. I think they said Saturday too. Yahoo said Friday, but I don't believe Yahoo.
Yeah. Well, what if he does come Saturday? I mean Friday, because it did say Saturday. Robert said Saturday. He didn't say Friday.
Well, maybe he'll be activated on Friday. Maybe they could have him pinch hit on Friday's game, and then just make his major league debut, or not debut, but his return.
His return
to the starting lineup on Saturday.
So yeah, I think Sam had said he had traded for Tatis, because he's putting it on here. He said he traded Tatis. I think he made a great trade. And we talked about it last week. I think he did a really good trade. And then let me see. I thought it was another question.
Okay, so going back to Luke Voigt being out, he was my starting first baseman, and there's not really a lot out there on free agency and waivers. So is there anyone that you guys see out there that could be a good replacement for Luke Voigt? I actually just picked up Keston Hiura. He's first base eligible. He tore it up in the minor leagues while he went down. I was hoping that he would get back on a little hot streak, but when he came back, which obviously hasn't happened. So if I'm gonna sit him, I'm gonna sit on him during the weekend and see how he performs.
That's what she said. Anybody like that? I mean, I gotta look at the what's out there, because I know for Luke Voigt, I forgot I was gonna text you when I saw that. It was earlier this week that he went on the IL. Him and Kluber, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to say Monday. So I wasn't about to text him like, damn, dude, your trade kind of not looking so good. But then
Harper
Conforto,
too.
Harper, right?
Harper
Harper's another
too.
one.
That same day.
That same day. So all these injuries.
He's on my team.
So I got a question. All these injuries are happening. Do you think it's because the season it's long and they're kind of like, you know what, you have a nagging little pain. Let's put you on the IL so you guys can rest a little bit and then continue. Do you feel like that? Do you feel that that's kind of like the theme that's going on right now?
Yeah.
Because I feel like Tatis is going to go on the IL again, and not
Probably.
for a big injury. No, seriously, because this guy, since the season started, he was playing nonstop baseball in the Dominican Republic. So he stopped playoff baseball. He went to play playoff baseball in Dominican Republic, which is intense. You come open the season, you play the Dodgers, that series opener. Remember, he was in the IL for 10 days, and when the Dodgers got in town, he was like, I'm ready to go. Like how all of a sudden, right? So then he goes into the COVID-19 where he didn't feel any symptoms. He was asymptomatic, and he was out probably like 7 days, I want to say. And now he's playing lights out. And I feel like in probably next month, he's going to go on another stint because players are not used to this. So do you think that theme is going on right now? Like it's going to happen for the rest of the players?
I think so. It's kind of been like that ever since they reduced the IL from 15 to 10. Now that they have that 10-day IL, and that's what's used most often, it's easy to put a player on the 10-day IL, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter. If it's a pitcher, you miss 1 or 2 starts, and sometimes that's all they need to come back and, get rid of some shoulder inflammation or just something real small that they don't really need to go on the IL for. It could just be day to day if they're missing just 1 start. But with a 10-day IL, it's so easy for managers just to go ahead and just throw them in there real quick.
Yeah. And I think it's just going to continue to happen for players, unless there's players that are like, nah, I don't want to do that. I still want to play. But yeah, there's been too many players right now that have been hitting the IL, and they've been saying that on ESPN, the Fox people, even the Dodger Network, they say that it's so many injuries right now that you're just anticipating a big name every week, and it's been happening. We've been seeing it because we're fantasy owners, and it's kind of hard to juggle players. You're like, what do I do? Do I drop this guy? Like, I'm gonna have to put my IL spots are already filled. I've never had that. I
think
so
we're gonna have to increase the IL spots.
It's like, what the hell? Like, why is there so many? And I have one. We just said McCullers, right? McCullers, I couldn't even put him on the IL to try to pick up another pitcher because my IL spots are filled. Once I drop Syndergaard, then I can go ahead and do that. But like,
I'm in the same boat, man, because Zach Plesac of the Indians, he just went on the IL also.
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot about him.
Plesac, yeah.
I'm even debating dropping him, man, because he has like a 4.37 ERA. He's been kind of getting hit around a lot. So
yeah,
I don't even know if I want to save him. If I have the open IL slot, I'll go ahead and use it. But I think right now, because Framber Valdez is coming back tomorrow, then I just swapped them. But then Luke Voigt just went on the IL, so that just took another IL slot for me because I have both of them on my same fantasy team.
Wow. Hey,
along with Sixto Sanchez that went from NA to IL 7 now.
Yeah, I dropped them. I had to drop them. Yeah, I had to drop. I needed to pick up pitchers, and right now I feel like I'm not. I don't have enough pitching because I have Plesac went on the IL. So it's like, man, I'm losing. I'm suffering. Since what's his name from the Dodgers went down. Can't think of his name. No, long hair pitcher.
Oh, May.
I felt like that was like the start of all my players hitting the IL, and it's like, man, that sucks. Imagine if you were a real coach in MLB, you'd be like stressing out. There goes my job.
Yeah, dude, my IL is maxed out in every league that I'm in.
Hey, before we continue, let's go ahead and answer some of these questions. Sam is saying, who's better, Ramirez or Friedman? And he says he goes for Ramirez because he has stolen bases. And we've talked about Ramirez before, right? That we didn't even know that he had stolen bases, or because he doesn't look like that type that he's fast. He probably has that good knowledge. Yeah, right. He probably has that knowledge of knowing when to go and how to steal bases, and that's what it is. It's an art. I remember when I was playing baseball, I couldn't do that. I couldn't steal bases. I was scared to steal bases. I didn't want to be the reason why
It's
we get an
far,
out.
man. You don't realize how far it is
Yeah,
until you actually like try to steal a base, dude. 90
yeah,
feet, 90 feet takes a long time to get
yeah.
from first to second, you know, and
So who
depending
do you
on
guys
that
prefer
catcher.
then? So who do you guys prefer, Ramirez or Freeman?
I prefer Freeman just because I feel like he's more consistent. Even though he hasn't been going off,
Uh
he's
huh.
still like in the top like 15 players or something like that.
Is he?
And so is Ramirez. It's just that I don't know. I feel like I've seen Ramirez have hot and cold streaks too many times.
That's because you guys don't. Both of you guys don't like him. Just left a sour taste in your
Yeah,
mouth,
but
right?
it's because we seen it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel like just Freeman has been more of a consistent player. So
Yeah.
I like Freeman.
Freeman?
When it comes to the stolen bases aspect, Jose Ramirez, he used to run a lot, and now this season he's only at 6 stolen bases, so that's not overwhelming. If he was closer to 10, that'd be a little bit different story. But you compare Ramirez's stolen bases 6 to Freeman's 2, and that's
Mhm.
not that big of a gap in the amount
Yeah.
of time that they've been playing baseball this season.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I Jose Ramirez does run a little bit more, but it doesn't really seem worth it to rank him higher for only 4 extra stolen bases. So I'd rather have the power production from Freddie Freeman in a first base spot where you don't really have that many options, other than the elite like 6 or 7 first basemen. After
Gotcha.
that, it's just it's a lot of mediocre players or a little bit above average players that are really available after those 6 or 7 guys are gone.
Gotcha.
So I'd rather have Freeman. The first base position is a little more scarce than the third base.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right now I'm looking at their stats, fantasy points
Uh-huh.
wise, and they're pretty much like 5 points away from each other
Yeah.
or tied.
In categories leagues, it's pretty much the same because they have very similar
Ramirez
runs,
a
home
little
runs,
bit
and
more
RBIs.
above from what I've seen the stats.
Yep. Javi's here. He said, "What up, gentlemen?"
What's up, man?
Javi?
Dang, hey
Enjoying
Mancini's
that
up there
nice
too.
Pennsylvania weather today, dude. Finally got some good weather today.
I see that you not wearing any sleeves. It must be a good day out there in Pennsylvania.
It was about 80 today.
The guns
80,
are out.
80 today, and I think for this weekend it's supposed to be in the mid 60s,
Gotcha.
which kind of sucks because I just built my pool, so we're not going to be able to enjoy that. It's going to be too cold for that, and it's supposed to rain all weekend. So,
Oh, fun time.
which as you guys have seen on the East Coast, it's been raining a lot of postponed games and canceled games.
Yeah, I should build some domes out there, man.
Yeah, for real. It's like Colorado, no dome. Yankee Stadium, no dome. Like all these places where it has the bad weather for a few months, like let's say at least half the season, you got bad weather beginning of the season, and then towards the end of the season, you got a lot of rain or even snow sometimes.
Yep.
Why didn't you build a dome in the first place?
Yeah.
Hey, did you guys hear that the Oakland A's are shopping Portland, Oregon, trying to move?
Yep. Portland, Oregon, and then Vegas, not Vegas. Well, Vegas, which is Nevada. Those are the two states that are looking to get the A's. That would suck, man, because the Oakland City already lost a team in the Raiders, which is a football team. So they lost their football team, and now they're thinking of they're about to lose the Oakland A's, dude. Which I'm pretty sure they are, because the Oakland doesn't want to give them a new stadium. They want to keep the Coliseum. They want to have them play there. And the A's want a new state-of-the-art freaking stadium. Everybody in MLB has a good stadium except that big, nasty-looking. It looks nasty, man. I've never been to. I passed by. I saw it from the outside, and I'm like, man, that thing looks old. It's an old stadium. Even the Giants got a new stadium. Remember, they used to play in the football stadium as well, and they got their stadium, and it's a nice stadium now. So that's why the A's, they're looking for someone to be like, hey, come and play over here. I don't think they'll go to Nevada. I think they'll go to Oregon. I think that's the state that they they will like for baseball for that state to have a baseball team.
Yeah,
because
they're really big on college sports.
yeah, they're
So
huge. So they need a professional team out there.
Exactly.
And so
They do have a NBA team, but other than that, like they don't have a football team and no baseball team. So I think it would be great for the people from Portland to start rooting for a baseball team in addition to the NBA team that they currently have.
yeah, the Portland Trail Blazers. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with that, and hopefully the A's fans don't get all mad, and I'm pretty sure all those A's fans will travel to see the team out there, but it's gonna suck for them if they do lose their team.
It's not that far of a drive to get from Oakland to Portland. I mean, it is, but it's a drive. You know, you don't have to necessarily get on a plane, so that's always good.
Yep, that's always good. And yeah.
And then another thing too, I heard is that the owner of the A's, he flies to Vegas pretty often, so he loves Vegas. So if he kind of goes with his gut and wants to move to Vegas, I mean, like you said, you already have the Raiders over there, so it's a good tourist spot. So you're not really going to have a lot of local fans going to games. It's going to be more like, oh, we're in Vegas. What do we do? Oh, let's check out, the Raiders. Let's check out the A's.
It's kind of like the San Diego Padres. There's a lot of military personnel out there, so there's not a lot of Padre fans. Whether Padre fans hate to admit that, there's not a lot of fans out there. And when teams go out there with like the Yankees, like the A's, or like teams around the nation, they all go to the Padre games because they're like, okay, well, we're here. The Navy's, not too far from the freaking stadium, so they go see a baseball game, and that's what it is for them. What's up, Tony? What's up? What's going on? You're laughing down there.
You got to give them a little more credit, especially nowadays.
Well, no, yeah, San Diego. That's what I'm saying.
Tourist team. People are like, hey, you guys want to watch a baseball game? I guess,
dude.
Look
at the stadium. When you look at the stadium, you see a bunch of other teams' hats out there. I don't know right now. Right now, it's a big hype for the Padres. It's
that's what I'm saying. At least the past 2 years. Come on,
bandwagoners.
Yeah,
bandwagoners, man.
I'm sure.
No, yeah. But what I'm saying is that right now it's because it's a big hype. But watch them not get into the playoffs, or watch them not do anything. It's not like we're used to seeing Dodger Stadium full of blue hats all around. Right, we're used to seeing Yankee Stadium being nothing but Yankee fans. Boston, nothing but Red Sox fans. San Diego's not been like that since they were at Qualcomm Stadium. They didn't have a big fan base. When they were in the World Series against the Yankees, there was more Yankee fans there than there was Padre fans. That's what I'm saying. So right now, yeah, the fan base is growing. Is it there yet? I can't say it is or not. I don't get to see all the games, but when I do see some games, I do see some other hats there, just like in any other stadium, but I do see more hats than normal. And yeah, am I not giving them credit, Tony? Maybe, right? Maybe.
I think that was a little rough.
Yeah, it's probably a little rough, but I'm pretty sure if there's a San Diego Padre fan listening to this, I'm pretty sure that will agree that there's a lot of other fans going out to there. Not right now, like you said, the past 2 years. Well, last year there was no fans in the stadiums, but the year before, I'm pretty sure their fan base has been growing, and it's good. They need to have a great fan base. If they have a great team, why not have a good fan base? So
well, that kind of always comes with winning, right? Whenever a team starts winning, their fan base increases. You get a lot of the bandwagoners that come out. You go to Target or Walmart or whatever, and then if the Padres are doing well, you go to San Diego Target or Walmart and you see Padres stuff all over the place.
Yeah.
Same thing with every other team in baseball. Whatever the local team is, stores around just start to carry all their merchandise, and certain stores like Target and Walmart usually sell those shirts a lot cheaper than if you were to go pretty much anywhere else. So
that's true. That's true.
So, someone that doesn't need that. There's so many bandwagon fans out there, which is fine because they're paying the player's salary by buying all the merch and stuff like that, even just by being a casual fan. So I think there are a lot of casual San Diego fans. a lot of Padres fans.
Yeah.
But that's okay because eventually, if they keep on playing well, they might become passionate fans, and passionate fans is what baseball needs right now.
Yeah, especially with Manfred being a freaking what do you call it? A Grinch. He's over there, everything he's collecting cat hats, Tony. So if you want to give him a hat that has a sticky substance or something, send it into MLB so they can investigate it. Because he's over there celebrating Joe West. What is it, 5,000 games or something like that for terrible calls?
He just right.
For terrible calls.
It's like, come on, man. Like, I understand the umpires get a lot of hate, but I don't know. It's just that. Did you guys? Oh, Will, I think you posted the video on Joshua Fernandez. It's not Josh anymore, right?
Josh Fuentes.
Dude, the third baseman for the Rockies. I saw the video and I'm just like, oh my god, that's
the
funny.
superstitions, man, they're real. They're
He's
real
not
in
really.
baseball.
He's not superstitious. He's just a little stitious.
Yeah.
So-
I didn't see it.
He said he cut his hair and changed his name from Josh to Joshua. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he went on this crazy hot streak. So he said that he's keeping Joshua until he cools off a little bit. Then he'll go back to Josh.
Do you have any superstitions? Like, are you superstitious at all, Will, or not?
I'm more OCD than superstitious.
So
Yeah.
you gotta go back and touch something.
If I'm playing, man, if I accidentally touch part of the bench or something, I gotta touch it again another time just to kind of feel complete. I know, man, I'm freaking crazy.
Are you serious?
That's just kind of how it is. It used to be really bad for me when I would step on a crack as I'm walking on the sidewalk. I would have to step on it again. So I'm not that bad anymore.
Yeah.
I do have a little bit of like, like if I rub my hand a certain way, sometimes I'll feel like I have to rub it again.
Yeah.
Or some random things. There's a lot of people out there in the world that have it a lot worse than I do. Like in that movie As Good as It Gets. I don't know if you've seen that with Jack Nicholson, where he gets out of the bed, he puts on his slippers and then takes off his slippers and then puts them back on again because he has to put them on twice.
Oh my god, I can't do that. Tony, do you have any superstition?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You're like my Mike Piazza shirt. That's your playoff shirt, isn't it?
My playoff shirt. I don't know. I
You don't have any?
Which one? Which one?
The Mike Piazza, the blue one.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was the BP one, right?
The BP one, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a superstition. It's funny. Like in the mornings before I go to work, I don't turn the lights on, and I just put my socks on. And if they're backwards, I don't change them. I leave them alone and just go to work like that. I take my shoes off at work, and people notice, and they're, why do you do that? So the reason I do it is because I feel like that second wasted trying to fix it. I feel like I don't want to like jinx it or anything, but I feel like if that second takes longer or it becomes 2 seconds, 3 seconds, I feel like something's going to happen to me in the freeway. And it's just stupid, but that's the way I think. Yeah, dude, that's the way I think. So my socks, sometimes they're backwards. So it's like, it's in the dark. I'm just doing it like that. I just feel like, okay, I got to do it. I leave and I don't find out until I'm at work. When I change my shoes, I'm like, oh, damn, they're backwards. And even then I still don't change them. I still leave them the same way.
Like, you mean like the heel on the top of your foot?
Or the other way around, like, the opposite side.
Inside out.
Inside out, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, inside out. Or the heel on oh man, it feels uncomfortable. But I'm like,
it sounds uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I would push that shit right away.
But dude, I don't know what it is. I just feel like I don't want to waste that second.
Not that bad.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't feel like I want to waste that second because that second could mean so much. And it's like, nah, I'm just gonna do it that way. I guess I'm trying to get it right the first time. And if I don't get it right the first time, then I can't change it. I just have to go with it. So
why don't you just fix it at a red light? That way you don't waste time.
No, because then I don't know. I feel like it's weird, dude. It's weird to me. I don't know why I think like that. And I told you guys when I played baseball, I didn't step on the line. When I went on the field, I felt like it was going to be a bad inning if I stepped on the line. There's been times that I stepped on the line and I didn't notice until I looked at my cleat and I'm like, damn, I have some white on. No wonder we can't get out of this inning. And there's some pitchers that think like that. There's a bunch of pitchers that think like that, dude. So it's like, it's crazy, man. I don't know. It's just superstitions that I guess growing up and being a baseball player, it just happens, right? Kind of like my fantasy team. I feel like if a player does good this week, when I pick him up, I feel like he's not going to do that well. And
I
don't
always
mess
feel
with
like
him.
that, man. I
Dude.
always feel like that.
And that's a superstition. So it's like, and when they do good in 2 weeks, I'm like, damn, I should have picked them up. Then it's too late by that time.
Too late. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too late because someone else has picked them up, and that's why I can't pull the trigger. Like, do you guys have any superstitions for fantasy baseball? Like, there's some weird ones on YouTube, man. You guys need to check that out. There's some people that feel like if they don't make that trade, they feel like their season's done, and it's not like what? And if that trade happens, they feel like they're gonna win the championship just by one trade. So, Tony, do you think like that? I know you like to make a lot of trades.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I think like that, but I don't know. I don't think I had any superstitions. I definitely I do like regret not making any pickups or the wrong decision. Like doing like if you're streaming or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think I have any superstitions.
Boo.
Yo, this season,
No
I've been so
superstitions.
good at picking up those streamers, the free agent pitchers that you can just have for a game or like a 2-start. I've been really good at that this season. Almost every single pitcher that I've picked up has really produced for me. There's only one that I can think of that I picked him up in like 3 leagues and he just let me down in all 3, and that's Nate Pearson. He had that one start for the Blue Jays, and he didn't do so well. So, but other than that, talking about like Carlos Rodon or
Dude, all the guys that you picked, like, and you posted on it, man, I think that's the thing that you got going for you right now. So I think I'm gonna start doing the same thing. Because look at when I said Josh Fuentes,
yeah,
I posted him and I picked him up, and this guy has been getting points for me. Like, he got 30 something that week, and then he got 25 last week, and then this week he's all right. He's doing good. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to start doing that too. Just start picking players up and just posting, hey man, you might want to pick this guy, and then he just starts playing all well, whatever.
Well,
Like,
see, that's the thing also is that before I post on it, I want to make sure that I have that player in all the leagues that I can,
Yeah, I did notice that. I'm like, I go once it's posted, I go look, and I'm like, what? He's not available.
He's gone. I got
Yeah,
him.
dang. Next time you should text us, man. Let us know. Hey, you think we should put this one on the thing? Wait, let me see if he's available. Yeah, you should.
See, before I text you guys anything, I already go and pick him up in my other leagues just to make sure like you guys don't snatch him from me.
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
Ozboss is here. What's up, Ozboss? He's saying that I need to organize my socks a night before. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. I should. I should be more organized, but sometimes it's hard.
In the living room.
Yeah, put them in the living room and then just pick them up from there and just do it. Yeah. That's a good
Yeah.
suggestion.
Hey, Will, since you've been picking up some good pitchers, who are your pitchers for next week?
Streamers.
Or even like the weekend.
Usually I don't look until Friday to look for the 2-start pitchers for the following week because of rain delays or suspensions or random things that happen where we don't see that pitcher on the Monday or Tuesday when he's supposed to start.
Like Kluber.
Yeah, exactly. So now the Yankees have to figure it out. They probably have Davy Garcia and Domingo Germán trying to like step up and take that starting pitcher role. But then they also brought up someone else from the minors to cover for Kluber. I don't know if he's going to be in the bullpen. I don't know if he's going to be a starting pitcher. So we're not doing a show this weekend, right?
No.
So actually, I can look at the 2-start pitchers for next week right now. So the easiest way that I do it, dude, is I'll go to ESPN, and when you look at all the available pitchers, if you click on Stats View and you go to Schedule, you can see when their next start is going to be. So today is Friday the 28th. So I want to look for Monday, which is the 30th, either Monday or Tuesday, the 30th or 31st first one that comes up for me is Steven Matz.
Steven
So
Matz.
Steven Matz is pitching on the 30th on Memorial Day, but then he has a day off on Tuesday, and then it's a 2-game series in Miami Wednesday and Thursday, but then they have another day off on June 3rd. So I don't think he's going to make that 2 starts since they have 2 days off during the week.
Yeah.
So I like the matchup against Cleveland, and Steven Matz had a really good outing in his last appearance that he had, but without the 2 starts, it's
kind of difficult
harder to pick him up.
It's a little difficult to think about that.
Here's a pretty decent one. Pitching on Tuesday is the guy that actually got the win against the Dodgers on yesterday's game. Garcia, Luis Garcia from Houston. He's 20% owned right now. 2.93 ERA with 54 Ks. It looks really good, dude. The only reason why I didn't like him in the beginning is because he hasn't gone more than 5 innings. So against the Dodgers, he actually pitched 6, but I think that's the first time that he's done that all season.
Yeah.
But Ks are there. He does give up a lot of walks, but if you can limit the damage, it doesn't really look like he gives up a lot of runs with that 2.93 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP. That's the WHIP we're looking for, man. When you can find someone that has a 1.02 WHIP, then I looking at this guy, I really like this guy, and he's a SPARP. He's SP and RP eligible.
Is he on ESPN? You said.
That's how I look.
Picked up everywhere, bro.
Yeah,
People are picking up and streaming him. I actually ended up with him because someone was streaming him and they saw the Dodger matchup and they dropped him.
Yeah.
And I picked him up right after that Dodger pickup or the Dodger start.
Yeah.
I picked him up. So hopefully he can keep it up, I was looking at another pitcher, Will, that we just picked up, Austin Gomber. He's set up for a 2-week
a 2-star week.
Yeah, he's going to be pitching against the Mets and the Pirates. So that's a good lineup. The Mets haven't really been. They're hurt right now.
Yeah,
and the Pirates are, they're not really a threat either.
Oh, but that's this week though.
That's this week.
Yeah, he already pitched against the Mets, and then he's pitching against Pittsburgh on Saturday.
What? I even have him.
So that's this week.
Yeah, his second start of the week will be on Saturday. I think this is the 2-start week that I posted about for Austin Gomber.
You did post on Austin Gomber, so
yeah, because he got me 32 points on Monday.
Yeah, that name is really familiar. Gomber. He
might not
Gomber.
pitch this weekend. Or what?
Unless they hold him back and then he pitches on Monday. It could be a bullpen game. See, a lot of teams are doing that right now. They're doing bullpen games, which is kind of limiting the starters that are out there available. So you might have a what do you call it? An opener throwing two innings, which is kind of like David Price. That's what he's doing right now. And instead of them stretching him out to be a starter, they're having them do a bullpen game, which he did tonight. I believe he pitched today 2 innings, and it sucks because you're looking at that little circle that says a P or a S saying that they're going to start the game. You picking them up thinking they're going to throw at least 5 innings. They only throw 2. So it's like, man, I had some of those pickups last week and they really, really damaged me because they were openers. They weren't starters. And they only went 1 or 2 innings and they allowed a bunch of runs. So it's like, man, that sucks. So you got to be careful with that too. I've been doing that a lot, and maybe I haven't done my research, but I've been downhill since Dustin May hit that IL. I don't know what to do, who to pick up, or what pitchers are coming up. You guys heard anything about Mackenzie Gore? Is he going to come pitch for the Padres, or Paddock is already picking it up?
Paddock's been decent for the past couple starts.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're really gonna waste the service time to bring him up a little too early. I think he's gonna be part of the September call-up, so don't expect him before September.
Unless there's an injury, right?
Unless there's an injury, right?
Yeah. All right.
Then, I mean, even when there is an injury or even like a trade, like we saw with the Rays, everyone was expecting Wander Franco to come up but then they ended up bringing up the kid Walls instead.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what they're thinking. I think that with the Rays, they want to hold on to that service time, and the Padres, I mean, why wouldn't you want to hold on to a top prospect, a top pitching prospect in their organization also? So
Yeah.
a September call up, that means that they'll actually have him for a little bit longer. So it has to be 6 years of MLB service time, like complete.
Mhm.
So if you pick him up, or if you bring him up from the minors like 2 or 3 times, sometimes that can add up to pretty much a whole season, and then you
Yeah.
lose 1 year of service. So if they don't bring him up until September, he'll only be in the bigs for about a month.
And that won't count as service time. Yeah, that's good. Well, we reached that point in the show that we're actually to the final thought. I know the show went pretty fast because we just got on and tried to see if there was a lot more questions. There was a few questions we got to answer. If you guys have any more, we do have the Instagram, we do have the TikTok, we do have Twitter accounts, and we do have a website, not a website, but a email. You guys can go ahead and send us your questions. It's realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com. And we also have Spotify and Castbox. We just got into Castbox. We had 3 episodes on there uploaded, and of course, this one's going to be on there once this show finishes. Tony, your final thought, man. Put you on the spot.
I don't know. I guess I just say that Shane McCallahan, he's gonna be a 2-star pitcher next week.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just gonna pick it up from blowing it earlier with Comber.
Yeah,
And then James Crapinelli with the A's.
with the A's.
He's also gonna be pitching twice next week, and those are some decent matchups.
So those are
he's
your
gonna-
your two pitchers that you're like, yeah, those are one of the.
I would look into those. Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Will, final thoughts.
So Luis Garcia is only owned in 20% of leagues, and in our leagues, you really got some guys out there that are, I mean, the team owners that they're into it every single day, all day, constantly checking free agency, constantly checking news and updates and all that. So obviously he's gone in all of our leagues.
Mhm.
I actually just picked him up in the podcast league, so you're welcome.
Boo.
I dropped Walls, the shortstop. So
Okay.
so we'll have him for next week. And like I was saying, you can either go on ESPN and you can click on the pitchers that are available and just check their schedule for the next few days coming up. That's one way to look for pitchers to pick up. Another way is I go to the CBS Fantasy Baseball Today website, and on Fridays, usually Scott White will make a list of all the 2-star pitchers for the following week. So next week will be week 9. So if you look for week 9 2-star pitchers, it'll be a big list right there. He'll give you like the ones that are pretty much owned universally everywhere, and then another tier will be like if you want to take a flyer on these type of pitchers that are usually not owned in most of the leagues, and then under that they'll do another tier of strictly points leagues. Pickup wise, you don't really want to mess with these other guys in categories leagues because they might inflate your ERA or your WHIP. And then the next tier under that, it's called the no thanks tier, where they give you like the 2-star pitchers slotted for next week that they just want no part of. So sometimes you can find a diamond in the rough in the bottom tier, even if they say that they don't want any part of them. Look at matchups. Look at like if they're facing a team that like their top hitter is hurt right now, and they're probably not producing as well as other teams. It's worth it to take a little flyer on some of those guys, but you got to make sure you do your own research. Or, if you want, I'll do the research for you. Just email us realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com, or send us a message on Instagram. And if there's something that I haven't investigated yet, just hit me up, and then I'll do a little investigation for you and give you some advice on whatever I think
Sweet.
the outcome should be.
I'm gonna send you an email right now. I need some help with my teams. Well, we reached the end of the show. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Will Power.